onto like the main event, basically. Meek Mill's Championships.
Alright.
Now you can finally give your say on the album.
I know. Okay, first of all, yeah.
Oh, you wrote it down?
No, I didn't in it. But
okay. Oh, you wrote down points.
Can you imagine it?
He came ready.
Alright, so Meek here. Meek, you outdid yourself here. Okay.
I think so as well.
Yeah, like it was a very good album. A bit long. I'm talking like me. I'm talking like Meek's gonna listen to this. Hey, he might actually.
He might listen to this, man. He might listen to this.
Listen to this, man. Alright. Okay, good features.
Very good features.
Every single artist, I feel like, apart from Drake, I feel like Drake's was a bit like.
Drake's was a bit lackluster.
Yes.
And I didn't know if it was.
Lazy, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was because like they used to be beefing, so he's like, I'm not gonna give this guy. I'm not gonna give this nigga my best bars just because we're friends now.
Well, but like I don't know, it was just a bit just like it's like partway through, it's like you got bored in it.
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, and although having said that, which is funny because so we're gonna get onto What's Free, and I was listening to it, and I actually messaged Isaac. I said I think it's one of the best verses I've ever heard. Jay-Z's verse, not just like of the year. I think it's one of the best verses I've ever heard, and I was talking about that. I talked to my barber about this stuff a lot because he's a massive Jay-Z fan. He's a massive Drake fan. I think those are his two favorite rappers of all time. And the reason I would put Jay-Z above Drake in all-time list, and I don't know that anybody's like really comparing them like that. But,
come on now.
But basically, like, Jay-Z can give you the bars he gave us on What's Free. Yeah, like Drake cannot talk about that stuff. Like he just doesn't have enough substance to give us a 2.5 minute verse about the criminal justice system in America and etc. So like, I don't know. That's one thing that like for me it's always like something I will hold against Drake, that in a career spanning like a decade, he hasn't given more than like a subtle mention to any social issues and stuff.
And he has such a big platform as well.
Yeah.
For him to be able to come through and at least say something about like,
something that's
and especially like, I mean, he mentioned it once a little bit on 30 for 30, innit? Where he was like,
and even that song was dry. Like he always mentions it on his driest songs.
The worst song.
That's what I'm saying. He always mentions it on the most driest songs. Like no one's gonna listen. Who listens to 30? Who spins it? Like I don't spin it. I deleted it off the album.
I played the thing in it, like it'll come up.
Even then, I deleted it off the album, so it doesn't even.
Oh, swear.
Because I was like, this song's just dry, man. Like I didn't rate it.
Like this is the thing. Like I did like when he said, I just got me the Mercedes Crewman. You niggas never heard of it. You got hit out Google in it. I was like, bro, that is some next stunting. That is some next stunting in it, yeah. Like, how you even stunt like that? But like, yeah, like. The point it was more just like, like it was coming from a place where Drake was pissed in it. Because remember, he just had that whole like, the whole Ghost Right
he's always pissed.
The whole Meek Mill thing.
He's always pissed.
Exactly. So he was just pissed, bro. He was pissed. So yeah, it has Jersey though in it. Jersey's my favorite track.
Yeah, the tape was good. I was talking more about that song in particular.
Okay, cool.
But basically, like, I was just saying, in any conversation about GOAT conversation and stuff like that, I always hold that against Drake, that he can't give us. He's never given us a verse where he's spitting.
And he really should.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's always basically his whole. I mean, I've said it before. Like Drake raps about life as Drake, and to be honest, to keep that interesting for a decade is a talent in itself. Yeah, because there can't be that much going on a day to day in your life. That
the way Drake runs through women,
definitely.
Like, and obviously he's always got shit going on, like apparently. So
all sorts.
Well,
anyway, I don't even know how we got into Drake. Basically, I thought his verse was lackluster.
Oh yeah, Drake's okay.
But it's nice to see them back together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the thing is, like Rico was a
banger, bro.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And Drake's verse on Rico, fam, he killed me on that one, and then he went and killed him on back to back as well. But like, in terms of the album, yeah, you're right. I think it is a bit long. I think it's a bit long. It was an hour 10 minutes, and like I said, like there's few albums that could keep me interested for a whole hour. I think Meek sort of, I think ever since the whole Drake beef, all the L's he's taken,
he accumulated a lot of L's.
He has, but he's flipped it into like the biggest W, like, because he's out here, he's got this album, he finally got his Jay-Z feature because of all the stuff. Jay helped him get out of prison, and now everything. Like he's flipped everything to the biggest W. Now he's on CNN talking about criminal justice reform, etc.
It's the thing. Me as a person, like more than a rapper.
Yeah, he's
I
matured.
Like the growth in his show.
Yeah, he's
like,
matured a lot.
Exactly. I do like that, and I rate it.
I rate that very, very highly. Yeah. And it's like obviously he's got the songs stunting on the album as usual.
He's got stunt in it.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got the song stunting as usual, but like he he's no longer just talking about VVS's and whatever else, cars and stuff like and motorbikes and stuff. Now he's talking about real shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And he has always talked about real shit. He's always touched on it. But like this album is very focused on that stuff. I mean, even looking at the album, like he just sounds focused. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not the biggest fan of Meek projects in general, because I feel like they usually kind of drag on. Like they always start really, really hard. Like he's the king of album intros.
I was about to say Meek is the king of intros, bro.
Yeah, but
even this intro was sick. Like the way they sampled, I think they just sampled Phil Collins.
In the air of the night or whatever.
Yeah.
In the air tonight.
Yeah. So like I thought that was sick. I was like, wow. Like, nice feature Meek. I didn't know Meek knew about Phil Collins, didn't it? I don't know. Like he features Phil Collins on the intro, and then he's got that Weekend feature on the outro. Yeah.
Is that from
My Dear Melancholy?
Yeah, like it only just came out. Yeah, that's how I knew he's plugged in. He's plugged in, buddy. I mean, he's had a lot of time in jail, so I guess he had time. Yeah. But now, it's been. I thought the album was really good. Obviously, we've only had 2 days. I'm debating whether to include it on my list, just because I don't think I've had long enough to digest it to give it a fair appraisal.
Yeah, of course.
To put it on the list or not.
Of course. That is fine. I mean, like, it just dropped. It just dropped, innit?
Yeah.
It's very easy to get caught up in the hype.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good album, and it's better than what everyone expected it to be.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy to be like, best album of the year, whatever. Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
Yeah.
But we should let it sit, marinate, you know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And see like how often we revisit it in like a week, a month, all that stuff. Because there's albums that you think are sick, and then a month goes by, like, right, I haven't spun this in time.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like, what was I gonna say? Because usually my cutoff with the album thing when I do my list is December 1st.
Yeah.
So I was saying to you, like, so he technically made my cutoff because he dropped it November 30th.
Yeah.
But that extra day doesn't give me anything like to actually put in my list.
Yeah.
I might just put like a small caveat, like, Meek dropped as well. Check that out, something like that. Yeah. Or make a bonus on my list.
I'm reading it right now, isn't it?
Yeah. One of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And in a second I'll play Jay-Z's verse and stuff. To be honest, there's actually so much to dissect with Jay-Z's verse. I think we would need like another episode for it.
We could.
Maybe when we talk about verse of the year.
Oh, we can. Yeah.
Because to be honest, also because it's only dropped 2 days ago, I don't even know that I've caught everything that he said on the verse.
Either, you know.
But I just know I love the verse and I spun it a bunch of times.
He touched on quite a few topics.
Yeah.
Like obviously Jay-Z likes to speak about, like, Jay-Z's a big proponent of like black wealth.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know, about like how we as like black people cannot like just stay living like what our social conditions are right now.
Yeah.
Elevating ourselves.
You know what? Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Okay, cool.
I'll play the thing first, and then.
Yeah,
so here's what's free. Here's Jay-Z's verse on what's free.
Alright, cool.
So that was Jay-Z. That was Jay-Z's verse on What's Free. Yeah. For me, definitely the verse of the year. I mean, it's only been 2 days, so maybe I'm just gassed, but I think I haven't heard a verse that good this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
But now you were talking about Jay-Z's.
Yeah. Let me get into it. Alright, so this Jay-Z verse, obviously I haven't fully like broken it down completely yet. But from what I gathered from listening to it, because first of all, like, he speaks about like business, first of all. Like, Jay-Z is like very big on like elevating the social conditions of like black people in America, especially.
Of course, him and Diddy.
Like, exactly. So that's what he's all about, like, you know, like generating wealth, so to say. So that's why he talks about all his businesses and
generating generational wealth.
Yeah, generational. So, exactly.
So it's wealth, because that's my thing.
Wealth is generational anyway. Otherwise, if you just have money, you're just rich, innit? Wealth, you can't get rid of wealth.
Okay, I get. Yeah. So I distinguish between rich and wealth.
Yeah. Being rich and being wealthy.
Okay, that's the thing, because there's a lot of rich niggas out there. there. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
there's enough black millionaires out there. Yeah.
You can be rich today and broke tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. But wealth you can't get.
That's what I'm saying. How many people have it where like they're passing down this wealth to their family for generations and generations? The same way white people have it.
Exactly, and that's what Jay-Z is talking about. Like, that's what Jay-Z like wants us, like as black people, like whatever, to get onto. And he's on. That's what he's on, bro. But yeah,
he's right.
Yeah, he's right.
He's right.
And then then he goes on to the whole thing with Kanye, because like him and Kanye have been like beefing on and off, like really, like it's been really just like.
I don't really see it as beef, you know. I've clocked. You know how I see it? Mm-hmm. I see it as, you see the way brothers argue. Like, I argue with my brother all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see it like that. So they disagree. They disagree about stuff and they argue about stuff. But I think they've still got love for each other, because obviously I still love my brother, but we argue 24/7. So like,
obviously,
that's how I see it.
Obviously, but you see, it's media outlets like Complex and stuff. Yeah, like the people that run this stuff. Yeah, what they'll do is they'll hype up everything, because that caused Jay-Z to even have to go out and like clarify what he meant. Do you get what I mean? Like, and it shouldn't have to be a thing where like, wow. Because the thing, I thought it was kind of obvious what he was saying, innit? Yeah. But then again, the people at Complex and like all these other. I
thought he might have been sending slideshots.
I didn't think he was sending, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean clearly he wasn't after he explained it. I thought he might have been trying to send a slideshot, but obviously he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. So like, it's a thing whereby like now, yeah. It gets into the thing of like, I think Kanye was saying something like he wants to do Watch for doing it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. But
yeah, I know, but you gotta be optimistic in it. Okay.
I don't even know if I want to hear it or Watch for do.
Really?
But Kanye has regressed so much in my eyes that like, I don't really want to hear Kanye on stuff.
Like, okay, Kanye is not as good as he was at the beginning. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Like,
to me, Kanye's fallen off so hard that I don't even really want to listen to him. And I'm a massive fan of the old Kanye.
Kanye's first 4 albums, five are legendary.
Yeah,
legendary.
Yeah. Different levels of legendary. Some are classics, some are not. But yeah, I'll agree.
I don't know. Like, I would say the first 3 are straight classics.
Yeah.
The 4th one,
I don't think it's a classic, but it had influence. It had huge influence.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Even when I'm ill, bro. Even when even when Kanye misses, so he doesn't make a classic album.
Yeah.
That album still births a whole subgenre. Look at Yeezus. Yeezus is not a classic.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at all the music that's come out of Yeezus. So that's why Kanye's influences can be seen everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that.
But Kanye currently is just not. It's just not it.
This is the thing. Like,
he's done out here, man. He's just done. He's done out here, bro. He's done out here.
It's Kanye.
Kanye is done out here, bro. Kanye. If he comes with that, what's it called, Yandy? If he comes with Yandy and it's like,
listen, all Kanye needs is Metro, innit? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Metro. This is a SOS.
Even Metro can't even save him, bro. It's an SOS.
Okay. This is an SOS. Metro. Fam. We need you, Metro.
You know what? The day you meet Metro, yeah, bro.
Hey, listen.
You might cry.
I might cry. But then I meet Metro, I might cry, innit? Yeah. It'll be a very emotional time for me. Okay. Imagine meeting one of your heroes, bro. Like, what? I'm in Metro. Bro.
Yeah,
put that picture in my wallet or something. Yeah.
Back to the thing, so basically, so Throne 2, I don't think it's happening. But anyway, back to the verse you were saying.
Yeah, and then he goes on, what was he talking about after that?
He was saying like, I ain't one of these house slaves, you bought my house bigger than yours.
Oh, that's just stunt talking, innit?
But I think he's also saying like, he's talking to like the man, basically. He's saying, listen, I'm not, you can't control me, like, of course. I'm richer than all of you now. Mm-hmm. So basically, like, for a black man to be heard in America, they need money and power. So Jay-Z's got that now, so they have to take him seriously. They have to listen to him, and now he's about building his own and everything. So it's people like Jay-Z, Diddy. I don't know. Is Dr. Dre, is he on it on the same? I don't really see much from him, but I guess he's not as active on social media and that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's not as active on like media and stuff as them, and also like musically he's not as active as Jay-Z has been in the last few years. So
but yeah.
No, I'll say it. I think I've said it time and time again. Yeah, Jay-Z is actually so lucky that he cheated on Beyonce. Let me explain.
Okay, no, I hear that.
Because he was uninspired on That's the one thing I'll say about Magna Carta Holy Grail. It's a decent album, but he sounds uninspired. That's why he's rapping about art. No one wanted to hear that shit. Yeah. So he's lucky that he cheated on. I mean, they got 3 albums out of it, right? They got Solange's. No, actually, no. Even forget Solange. Look at
Beyonce's. They got Lemonade.
They got Lemonade. They got 444, and
Everything's Love.
all 3 of them amazing albums. Yeah. So they got a bunch of content out of it. They got a world tour out of it. They're back. They seem stronger than ever. Maybe it's just the cameras or whatever. Maybe for the cameras, but they seem like their marriage is as strong as ever. And Jay-Z finally has vim. Like, he has something to rap about. Do you know what I mean? Although, like, he can't rap about cheating on her again. Anymore, but now it's like, okay, I'm now rapping about...
The way Beyonce has got Jay-Z moving different, bro. Different.
It's Jay-Z, it's Beyonce, though. She'll have anyone moving different.
No.
Who's not going to be moving?
Out here being a dog before, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's Beyonce, bro.
It's the same Jay-Z that got Big Pimpin', bro.
I know, but it's Beyonce.
I know.
Bro, if you bag Beyonce, you can't fumble the bag.
Oh,
you can't fumble that bag. And he almost did. He almost did.
You almost fumbled the Beyonce bag? Bro, Jay-Z, listen.
Bro, he must wake up, yeah, and look to his left. He must be like, wow, I almost lost this. He must go to the show, he's like, rah, that was close, bro.
Bro.
He fucked up the whole Black Men Don't Cheat movement for a long time. For a hot minute.
Exactly.
For a hot minute, we couldn't say anything. Because it's like, we can't. Because we're on the ropes, and usually, when a black man cheats, I disown them, innit? They're not black anymore.
Exactly.
Like when Big Sean, fake news. Like when Big Sean apparently cheated on Janae Aiko.
Oh yeah.
I said, nah, that's Grande Juan. Like he's Mexican or whatever, bro. That's not Big Sean anymore. Yeah. He's not black. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Kevin Hart. That was a whole different thing. Yeah. But we can't disown Jay-Z because he's here. Like you said, he's such a proponent of black wealth. Yeah. Exactly. So we can't be like, oh, Jay-Z's not black anymore. So we just had to shut up and take the L. Like, okay. He cheated, sorry.
Take that elbow.
Black men don't cheat except him. Like, but I mean,
I'm sure something happened, didn't it? Something happened, didn't it? Jay-Z, listen. I believe in Jay-Z. Okay.
Nah, he's admitted it, bro. What are you talking about?
No. He slipped in it. Okay. He slipped.
He slipped and fell. Bro, don't even come with those excuses. Don't come with those excuses. We're not even trying to get into this. We're not talking about. We're not trying to get into that convo right now, bro.
Hey,
you can slip into some pussy, bro.
It happens.
Bro, make sure you don't fumble the Beyonce bag if you ever get it, bro. Because you're sounding. Those are the words of a man that's ready to fumble that bag, bro.
Oh no.
Oh man, where were we even at? Oh, the way Beyonce's got him moving. I'll just say
bag, innit? That's my bag.
The Rihanna.
Yeah, the
Riri bag.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Where were we at?
I will never fumble that bag.
The Rihanna bag. Yeah, you can't do a Drake. You can't do a Drake. It just be. But Drake was too keen. You can't. That turned her off. You can't do that.
Listen. I don't even know what to say. I don't think I can say it on air.
No. We'll not. I kind of have a sense of what you're about to say, so keep that to yourself,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Rihanna gets me flustered. Rihanna gets me flustered.
I said Rihanna gets me. Breathing into the mic. Oh man, to be honest, I ain't got that much else to say about Meek's album. I thought it was really sick. I really liked, that feature with Melly. She's like an artist from New York.
Is that the one where the woman's like rapping but like kind of in Spanish?
Yeah, so she starts in Spanish and then goes into I think that's to me, other than other than Jay-Z's verse, that's the hardest verse on the album for me. And it's funny actually because I was listening to it. The album, and it was getting into it, like it was going through, and I was like, when it got to the song with Cardi B, I was like, okay, this song is sick, bro. I was like, Cardi did her thing, blah blah blah. Then Jay-Z What's Free came, and I had to spin it like 4 or 5 times. Like I just couldn't go on without listening and trying to catch the stuff, which I don't like doing. I like playing the album front to back, and then when I listen the next time, I like to spin. But this one I had to do because it was just too hard. But it's kind of indicative, like, because Cardi's verse is mad and no one's talking about it, just because everybody's verse is sick. Even Rick Ross's verse, like, I don't like the fact he had the homophobic slur.
I didn't appreciate that,
bro. That's the thing that pisses me off about like hip hop in general, because if you look at, so obviously Genius posted about it or something, and if you look at the comments, it's just like people that like hip hop screams, get woke, stay woke, blah 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 blah, yeah. And then they kind of just push this ignorance.
Yeah.
It's like, cause to me, I see using that word the same way I, as a black person, if a white person were to say nigger, like gay people in the LGBTQ plus community have said that word is their version of. So if they say don't use it, don't use it. Like the same way we tell white people don't use nigger.
Exactly.
So if they use it, there's a massive uproar.
Yeah.
So why does it? But then these people are screaming like, this is rap, man. People have said so much worse. Blah blah blah.
Bro, jumping on people's tracks and saying too much.
He's so fucking stupid. Like, and does he have nobody that listens back? Like, yo, Rose, don't say this, man. Bro, he said him and David Beckham fucked the same host. David Beckham. You know David Beckham was pissed.
The next man as well.
You know David Beckham was pissed. David Beckham would just sit there like,
can you imagine? You get shots for no reason. You're just there like, bro, I got straight.
He's lucky, yeah, because I doubt Victoria Beckham listens to
Nah, this is the thing, yeah. Apparently that track got taken off though.
See, I don't even know.
Yeah, no, because you see on Spotify, innit? You got to search
that's
online
funny.
to download it.
That's jokes.
Bro.
And there's that, and then also put Molly all in her champagne. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, he lost his deals off that. He lost his Reebok sponsorship.
He did. He lost the Reebok sponsorship.
Yeah, so that was good that he lost the sponsorship and stuff. It was rightly so. But it's like too often in hip hop, someone does something like this, like completely ignorant, blah blah blah, and people just. Like, if you read the comments, and obviously I know the people commenting are probably just losers and stuff, yeah. But and maybe not even indicative of all of hip hop, but it's just too much that the comments were like, oh, and so what, he said it, but all this stuff is like, bro, come on, man, we're trying to get past this. We're trying to collectively become more accepting and stuff, less as a genre, less homophobic, less misogynistic, blah blah blah. And you guys are just standing in the way of it. But like,
yeah, no, but
it pisses me off, to be honest.
It does.
But anyway, I'm not gonna get into like.
There was a conversation. I saw you did an episode on misogyny in hip hop.
Yeah. We'll do another one next. We'll do another one at some point.
It's a shame, you know, because sometimes when a track slacks, when a track bangs in it, or a track slaps.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. And you may not agree with the message, but you're there just thinking,
bro, you know what I'm saying? And then you just have to turn your brain off so you can listen to it, which is a shame, because it's like, bro, I feel like I'm part of the problem, but this song is hard. But anyway, we're coming to the end.